What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Queen Naija, and we are back with another episode of Let's Talk About It. We got my co-host,
Domi V.
and we also got the beautiful Carmen, y'all. Let's clap it up for Carmen.
Hey. Make some noise.
I'm so excited to have her on here because I just feel like we relate so much, and we can really have a good, comfortable and cozy talk on the couch with our shoes off and just chop it up, have girl talk. And yeah, I think I asked you to do this like maybe less than a month ago. So
yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly was wondering, I was like, do she think I'm trying to like pry or like,
No.
Yeah.
Never.
You know, I was like encouraging you like even in text. So this is not fake, y'all.
Right.
This is, yeah. We was even chopping it up before the cameras was on. And she was encouraging Domi, and Domi was sitting up here crying and stuff. So we already had a good talk, but we're sure that you guys want to see it as well. Mm-hmm. So I guess I just want to like really start off with just like, you know, how you feel. How do you feel right now, honestly?
I feel good. I would say, you know, still going through whatever I'm going through, but I feel good. I'm in a good like space of mind. Like my mind is getting like numb, just drain you mentally, like crazy. And emotionally, but like once you set your mind to just like, you gotta be prepared that anything's gonna happen at any time. The reaction's not gonna be the ones you want all the time. So you have to just mentally prepare yourself that you're gonna be good at the end of the day. You know,
you're gonna be okay.
Yes.
Right at the end of the tunnel.
Everything's gonna be good.
Yeah. So like, I guess for the people that watches like my page but don't really like know your situation or watch yours, like when you say problems, like what do you like mean? Like what's going on?
Oh, well, right now the main situation, you know, going through the breakup. You know, after 7 years of being together, and I would have never expected it was gonna be like this. I feel like every time when you with your partner, you think about, okay, what if we break up? How would it be? You know, and you think the most cool, friendly way, like we're gonna be friends, co-parenting and stuff. But like the turn that my breakup did, it was just like completely
Unexpected,
crazy,
right?
unexpected, unthinkable. You know, so. I'm definitely have been dealing with that. Like every day you get on social media, people commenting about your life.
Because it's public, yeah.
That's what I hate the most.
I know that too well, and that's how I relate to you because everybody knows that I had a public, you know, breakup or whatever way back then. And like a lot of times when I would just like look at you in that same situation, I would always root the best for you for whatever, you know, you want, what makes you happy, whether that's being there or not. But now I will always just want you to just start blossoming into like, you know, how you are now. So, yeah, like I'm just like, so I guess I don't want to like talk too much about that situation. I want to talk about Carmen and like, how are you trying to move forward? And like, you know, what's your, you know, what are you doing to, what are you having at me?
I feel like I'm trying to just not really accept that it's becoming my life. Like this is mine now. Like this, I own this. So, like, I don't have to worry about what this person going to say, how this person going to feel. Right. Like, if I want to try it, go for it. Like, if I want to spread my wings, spread them. Like, you never know how high you can really fly. So, like, it has been taking, like, a major turn to just even learning who I am as a woman. You know, because I feel like I dedicated so many years to a person that now it's like, I did forgot, like, what Carmen likes to do, what I like to just do in my free time. And... yeah, right? And then, like, now, like, on my moments, I think I'm like, I like to write.
Yeah. I really you finding out new things about yourself.
Yes. Like, I like to write. I want to just go bowling at, like, any time of the day if I have to. Like, I want to do new things that, like, just bring me peace. And I don't have to worry about, oh, I can be seen this way, I can be seen that way, or, you know what I mean? So it's definitely like a new area for me that I'm just still learning to like move forward every time.
I remember the other day, like yesterday, I came down here and she like, I was in her car and I'm like, I don't even know what to do for myself. So I know what you're saying. Like,
no, she trying to say, I wasn't here yet basically. And she flew in a day before by accident because I told her the wrong day. And she came to my house and I was like, just take the car or whatever. And she was just like, she was like, I don't know what to do by myself. Like, I'm like alone, but what do I do? Like, should I go to the movies? And it's like, she really just don't.
Yeah, I was
know
like,
how to.
Maybe
she don't know how to move along.
A movie by myself.
Yeah,
but that's like.
But I feel like we all go through that though, just different stages for sure. Because I feel like every woman that's been in a relationship for so long, and when you think about it, you be like, dang, I've been dedicated like almost half of my life to this person.
Right.
Like you depend on that person for almost everything, you know? So like when you do step into this new era where you're just by yourself, you can't call the person no more.
Right.
You know, like you can't call to say my tire flat. Like, I gotta do that. I gotta fix that now, you know?
But isn't it like empowering though that you could?
Yes. It made me feel like, not like in a cocky way, but it does make me feel like powerful. Like I got my own power. Like, you know, like it makes me feel so like, girl, you got this.
You got it.
You got
like
it.
A sense of like independence. Like, yeah. And
It definitely does feel good, and it gives you more like motivation to keep moving forward when you know like I have the power to say this, I have the power to feel this way. Like it make you want to just like, okay, let's see what this chapter gonna bring me. Like I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's like Carmen is all for Carmen now.
Yeah.
Carmen and her kids.
Yes.
And I just think that that's like such an amazing like free feeling. It's like I think a question like a lot of people have is like, how do you finally reach that point to like where you want to be like, you know what, I think I want to blossom on my own now?
I don't think I necessarily like put my finger at that time, but I knew that I was going into that area when I started seeing like small things in the relationship that were just not adding up, like bumping heads too much. We arguing over the most stupid things ever. Like I don't see you how I used to see you. Like I get irritated now when you touch me because it's like, like move, like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it has been so much anger built up through the whole relationship that when you finally reach your point, it's like you really start paying attention to everything that you have been put up with.
And when it gets to that point, it's like, okay, what is like, there's like,
it's like, wow, hold on, I've really been dealing with that.
And then not only that, because I will say sometimes in certain instances, like in relationships, people can feel like that and then they could be back, you know, okay if they take some therapy or something. But sometimes it becomes just like not good, not healthy for your like mental health. So would you say that like you started to have like a plummet in like your mental health, like when it came to that?
Oh, I definitely lost myself. Like I lost myself in a way where I couldn't be lovey-dovey no more. Like I'm such a lover girl. I love love.
Girl, I'm a Libra. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel the same way.
Like
Yeah.
I love, and I love to be soft for my person. Like I definitely love doing that. So when I started noticing that love wasn't my thing, and I started being irritated with love, that's when I realized, and I was like, okay, the door is open up for me to like walk out.
Do you really think that love isn't your thing? Or do you
No,
think
it
was
is
just
my thing.
at the
It's just
time?
not at that time anymore. Like I feel like the type of love that I was looking for or that I required during that time,
It just wasn't.
It wasn't giving it to me. You know what I mean? And I feel like
You wasn't either giving it back either,
And I feel like I will always give my love. Like I feel like my love was never a question. You know what I mean? Like I always loved the same. I always gave my love the same.
And the loyalty and all of that.
All of that.
fight,
all of that. Yes.
I love
and it came down to
She feeling
she talks, she said all that.
yes, and then it came down to where like you really start paying attention, like that your partner is not giving it back the same way that you're giving it to them.
And you start to kind of like face
reciprocated
reality, like,
energy.
wait, what am I like waiting on?
Yes.
Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm wasting.
Yes. And I feel like in the relationship.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That when you do that
like-
and you feel like a rejection because it's like you giving all of you and then like you not receiving it back, so it naturally happens. This person is rejecting me and he's like you giving.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just like that rejection vibe is just not a good feeling.
Yeah, and you feel irritated because it's like I will support you with anything you do. That's what we're supposed to do. But when it came down to me, it's like, okay, I'm not really getting the support.
Yeah, and
like
you
I'm
know what?
not,
And how could
like-
you? Oh my bad.
I'm
See,
not
here we
good
go
enough.
again.
Why you giving all of you? So it's like, as far as like men goes, I feel like it's like the simplest forms of like you can't communicate. It's not like our love ain't worth you communicating, or it's like them putting their feelings above yours, or you know that's what it's always.
It's called the love tank. That's what I call it. And if your love tank is like on empty and like if that person's just like, if you're just on empty, you don't have nothing to like pour back into the person. So it's like you just keep pouring out your love
Giving
and
and
pouring it
giving.
out and pouring it out, and it's getting lower and lower. And then next thing you know, you just low. You ain't got no more to give because that person didn't pour into you. Like y'all. So I feel like maybe that's like a metaphoric way to like.
Yeah.
I
And
feel-
people don't really realize how we really lose ourselves in a relationship.
Because I think when as women, like we like what she said with the love tank, like we give and give and give until we don't even realize like it's gone. But all it really takes sometimes for us women, because that's all we want, is a little bit of like, we'll keep going for miles and miles and miles more if they just give a little bit.
Bro,
like,
that's what I be saying. I'll be like, bro, if you just give me like a kiss or like just a
little
hug or
pinch
something,
of love, like,
it will keep me
I'm
going.
gonna be so good.
Bro, like, I'll be so good. Like, we just do one little thing,
Yeah.
like it will
They
just
can do the
like
smallest
take
thing
me.
and that's
Yeah,
good
it's the
enough.
small things, and once you start like losing that. But I just want to let's get to Carmen. Let's get to Carmen. So like, you know, now that you are like in this blossoming phase, and yeah, you're still going through the growing pains or whatever, what is the bright side of things? Like, what are you looking forward to now? Like your goals and stuff, like going big and stuff.
I do see myself like extending like my content creator mind to like a bigger level, because I feel like I always be very creative. I have a character. I know how to act. I know how to make people like laugh. I'm very bold when it comes to great content. But now I feel like I'm in the space where like I'm way more bolder to do it, because it's like, it's not that I don't care what people say, but it's like that's what I want to do. So it's like I have like a curiosity to know like, how will you look if you do this? Like, let's try it. Let's see.
I seen people say that. They say one thing about Carmen, she gonna put on the production. Like, it's gonna be that. It's gonna.
Yeah, you just let your creative just like
let it flow.
Yeah,
like,
let it flow.
And I follow. And I do have a great team. They do bring that out of me as well. You know, I feel like what's important too is knowing that you have people that believe in you in a way that you don't even believe in yourself. Because at first I did doubt myself a lot. Like, how am I gonna do this? Like, hold on. This is scary now, because I really got to start from zero all the way up. So now it's like, I just love the idea of knowing that like, whatever doors open, let's go in and see what's there for me, you know.
Right.
Like, I don't want to close any doors, and I don't want to just, you know, sit back and say, no, I don't think that's for me. No, let's go try it and see. You know?
because that's how you know if it like will fail or not, you know.
Or basically,
Yeah,
like,
you just gotta try it to know if it's gonna like succeed, basically.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, that's what they're scared of, is change. Like, they change is really get you like to the point where you probably start doubting yourself, and then when you doubt yourself, you don't really like fully like show the world who you really are, because you just so like in that bubble. But when you make them changes, you're gonna really start seeing your life is just in a whole different way that you probably couldn't even imagine like 2 years ago.
Right.
So I
Because
definitely,
what you really got to lose. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you really just gotta go for it, because I feel like every day you get a new opportunity to just, you know, like live different or just keep doing what you're doing. But when you just I feel like us women, we know when we step into that area where it's like, it's my time to shine. So you gotta take it and go for it.
It's really empowering.
Yeah.
So like I seen that you had like the Carmen's boot camp
Oh my
happening.
God.
She got the Carmen's, because I used to do the Carmen's boot camp, like with the
All
all the girls, and they used to do like crazy stuff and stuff. So now I see you like put a twist on it because you're single now, and you get to you get to like, you know, have a little fun or whatever. So like tell us like how you even came up with that. Was it like the team or?
That was definitely the team. We came up with that because of the Carmen's boot camp. They wanted to remix and just put Carmen's boot camp.
That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, that was you. That I seen it on Instagram. It's like you was like you were talking on the phone or something. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
But okay, to be honest with y'all, it's not that I'm looking for love.
I know you're not. Yeah, I know you're not. It's you're just trying stuff. You're being creative. Yeah,
and I feel like that's something that I'm gonna like just stamp that name, Carmen's Boot Camp. But I'm gonna be doing content and probably, you know, put different people for them to find love with each other. Not for
so you're gonna be
Carmen.
a matchmaker. You're gonna make it bigger. Yeah,
So
but
it's
you
gonna
gotta
be-
start with you first.
No.
I mean, no. You know what I'm saying? But like, wait, isn't the first like episode's gonna be like because you're not?
Well, the first episodes are really just like, we did the casting call and like,
But it's for you, right?
Yeah, for me.
But
Yeah,
not for real.
honestly.
But not for real, y'all.
Yeah, just for the content.
But then
for the
after that, you're gonna make it matchmaker.
Yeah, like every
Okay.
other episode that I do now is gonna be just, of course, boot camp edition, but it's gonna be like whoever find love in there, girls and boys. I'm just the host of it because I don't want to be in the hot seat.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, we don't want you. Yeah, we want you in the hot seat.
I've been in the hot seat for
plus,
too
yeah,
long. I feel
right.
like,
and then still, it just you don't need that right now.
Yeah.
You should just keep enjoying your life
Having
and like,
fun.
yeah, like you just got started.
yeah, literally. But you know, okay, let me ask you, like, how do you know what to say or what to do for you not like for you to not fall into the hot seat. Because I feel like sometimes, like with my content and even with what I say, I don't think nothing to it. Like I'm just like being raw, genuine, giving it to y'all straight up.
Well, I guess I would ask you then, what is a hot seat?
Well, a hot seat is like, let's say when you just say something like they probably wasn't meant the way people took it, but they took it that way. So now everybody just like tussling with you in the comments.
Here's the thing, bro. Like, this is what I honestly learned. Back when I was like just speaking very unfiltered, I got in trouble a lot. Like with social media, I got things reposted on Twitter. People was talking stuff about me and like, you know, because I was just really saying what was on my mind. I was authentic. And then I started to tuck into this shell. Like, forget it then. I'm not going to say anything because they keep blaming Queen Naija for everything. Or like they just keep like taking and twisting my words. But now I realize that doesn't work for me. Like, you just got to be smart about, you know, make sure it doesn't like offend like a certain controversial kind of. Some things are just realistic though to say. And, you know, honestly, if people get offended, you just gotta go back and like, sorry, I didn't mean to offend y'all, but and then keep it going. But like for me, like people still say things about me that's not true, and I've already apologized multiple times, and it's like
there's just no way to like.
It's no way to
when you're
like,
in this like limelight. There's no way to not be in the hot seat. There's no way. Like, you can say the right things, the wrong things, but everybody's opinions are. I mean,
there is a way
so
to
different.
Just be fake and just be.
No, because you can't appeal to everybody because everybody is uniquely made and their thoughts are different. So you're never gonna not.
And half the time, people, the things that we get in trouble for saying,
it's stupid, right?
It's not even getting in trouble.
But everybody else probably be thinking it. But it's because we're public,
and
you know,
we said it, we get in trouble.
It's just because people be bored and they gonna say, if you can say the most perfect thing and they still gonna find something wrong with it. So you just gotta like you already know.
And you know, Kyra,
you know people just.
But one thing about you that I see and I love is that like you're not afraid to go back and be like, okay, I take accountability for this or what I say, and that's just really like that's a genuine part about it, like you know. But I just wanted to also go back to like the importance of having like people surrounding you that believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. Like that was really good what you said, like especially when you're going through like a transition. And I want to like tell Domi, like, you know, having those people around will help like you know what I'm saying, like it will having that supporting team or whatever, like having your friends is everything, like and people who believe in you is everything. So that's just and people like
I'm glad you have that, because I feel like you gotta have it. And I feel like maybe me talking to like or being more around Queen now, like I'm finding my village, but it is good to have it. I'm glad that you do have it, and I love the stuff you be putting out. It's amazing.
No, thank you. I feel like my manager always says like, you don't know a millionaire without a team. Like everyone has a team that, you know, can support you, push you through. And I feel like, you know, when the breakup first happened, like I did had them, but it was still like in me that like I don't want to hear it. Like, y'all just telling me that because that sounds good. Like, that's easy, you know? Yeah, like, it sounds so
like,
easy.
You gotta do this, you gotta do that.
Yeah, like, and when you listening to it, it's like, you get irritated because at first, like, you don't know what I'm going through. You're not in my shoes. You're not feeling what I'm feeling.
But they do know what's going through because they've been through something. Like, they probably been through something similar.
So that's what I had to learn, that it was like, okay, even though they not on my shoes and they don't feel what I'm feeling, they can see what I don't see from a different perspective. Yes. So, like, when, you know, they started telling me, like, girl, you finna have these doors open for you. Like, you don't understand. Like, you being a star, like, you the prize, you this, you that.
You're the prize.
It's so hard to see it in the moment, though,
it's
or,
so
like,
hard.
believe in it. I feel like.
I just had a taco, so I had to unzip my pants. Okay, my bad. But, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it's definitely important. And I feel like even though having friends, too, is definitely, like, a escape, you know, like when you escape from your real thoughts, you get with your friends and they will put like different thoughts in your head, like fresh
encouragement
thoughts,
and stuff.
And we need that a lot because nowadays a lot of people want to call yourself a friend, but they're not really your friend. You know,
that's the truth.
Even the people that tell you the ugly truth that you don't want to hear, because them are the real friends too. Not people just like yes men all around you, like, oh yeah, like just telling you what you want to hear.
I hate people like that that you have them around and they just agree because that's what sounds good all the time.
Now, not to get like too deep or whatever, I don't want to make it like super sad, but I know that I was watching your video of your friend that was with you in the
Breaking room.
The rage room.
the rage room.
I've seen that
and
too.
she seemed like she was very like just all for you, like very supportive. I think she was there when you was like in your apartment, and you was like, ooh, you know, like I just want to give my condolences for that too. But like, was that like, do you feel like you have more people like that still like left for you?
No, I can count them in one hand. That she was like literally like my other half. I feel like even before my breakup, like she started coming around, you know, at the right time, I would say, because I've been knowing her, but we wasn't that close. And it just happened. We just got close like out of nowhere, just for like going to clubs, invited her to the pool party, stuff like that. Nothing to it. And eventually, like one time, you know, you get drunk, we start talking about everything we go through, and she opened up, and I was like, oh wow, I wouldn't never think you going through this. And we got so close, and like she the one that really kept me on my feet, because like every time she was pregnant, so like every time I was with her, she would make me eat, because I would not eat. Like I would not eat. I was going through like, you know, all this emotion where you lose your appetite, you start losing weight.
Oh, trust me,
all
I know.
that. So she will make sure like I eat every time I'm around her, and even like the days I wouldn't see her, she would text me like, so have you eaten today? Do you need me to Uber you something to eat? Like she was always
a
there.
real friend.
Yeah, and I feel like not in a bad way, but I feel like, you know,
God,
not that, like, yeah, when that happened, I was so mad. I wouldn't say like I was mad with God, but I questioned it, because it was like, why her? You know what I mean? Like, this is the person that has been here, like, helping me through all of these, and she was like my comfort zone. Like she knew how to keep me calm. Like when something was going on social media, she wouldn't know how to like
calm you down.
Don't get on social media. Like don't look.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking like she's saying she was. I'm like, I'm thinking it's still your friend.
Oh yeah.
She passed away last month on the 4th.
Last month.
Yes.
Oh my god!
But that's why I said,
but it's so amazing how she got you.
Good.
But I just seen like when you were talking about friends and stuff and people being there, I just seen that like when bro, like when I was watching your videos, like of you coming up out of that situation. I don't mean to keep going back to it, but you don't understand how I was on the other side just rooting for you so bad.
I know you texted me. You let me know.
I was like, bro, I am so happy for you. Like it makes it feel like it's like me, you know, because like I said, I like see myself like in you. I don't want to be weird or anything, but like I'm just like, yes, like, you know, like I just seen all the joy in your face when you was in your new place, and like, you know, I was kind of living I was kind of living through you a little bit.
Your little girl.
Yeah, because okay, when you was in your new apartment, for example. Now I'm in a relationship and I'm happy. I'm gonna just like say that, but I've always, when I left my last relationship, I always told myself I was gonna like, you know, get my own apartment and design it how I want and do it. And you know, of course, I chose, you know, love again, which is fine. But you know, I never got to do that, so I got to see you like do it. And I was kind of just like really happy and joyous about you. And I seen her there, and I was like, that's so sweet, you know, that you just, you know, you need those kind of friends and stuff.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm still stuck on the friend. I'm still over here like, dang, but it just, I think that's amazing to have had someone like that. And then it's like looking back, she got you through to this, and you made it over. And like, it's kind of like, that's like angel vibes. Like, like she your angel, because dang,
I definitely look at it like God is molding me for whatever he has planned. He's molding me.
He got you set up for something great.
Yes, because that I was not expecting that one. Like, like I couldn't believe it. You know, I was like, not her. Like, why? Just why? You know? And just even thinking about like all the plans we made after she had the baby, all the plans, this, and then I was like, dang.
She was pregnant?
Yeah.
When this happened?
She passed away January 4th.
Oh yeah.
She only had 6 weeks left.
I mean, she probably relate because she lost someone too.
Yeah, I lost somebody recently, like a few months ago. So I'm just like, yeah, that was like my first time coming like back around like Queen and stuff, and like we were doing her music video, and I was just like, I'm so crying. Like I was just messed up, but I was trying to resume life. So I'm just like, wow. Like,
I have my moments like at nighttime. It hits me. Like I caught myself a few times from like texting her phone. Because like I go through it and I just want to text like, I love you.
You should still do that. You should still do
I do. I still send messages.
The crazy thing is I lost my security guard, Beast. He was with me from the beginning of my career. I lost him in March in 2022. And I was like, the other day I literally was just looking I went back to his text messages like for no reason. I just wanted to text him, but I kind of felt scared. Like, I was like, I don't know if I should do that because then it would bring all that stuff back. But like,
I do it.
You have to.
I do
like
it.
the only way I coped. Oh, you wrote it. See, the way I coped with it, I wrote a song for her.
Yeah,
because I felt like that was like if I can't give her anything. Oh, I did her makeup for her funeral. So it's like closure for me, and like, you know, my last thing I can give to this person that, like, the only way I can like give her something like to show my love. That and then the song, but like I feel like I wouldn't been able to cope if I didn't do something to like. So I'm like, when you said the text, and I'm like, I think you should do it. It's like talking to them, like writing them letters and stuff. Like the song, I feel like that's my letter to you. Like that's the last thing I can do for you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how to deal with it because it does feel empty. But I know it like with
you
time.
feel a little numb. I feel like you, when I look at you, I just feel like you just kind of numb from all pain. Like
so much.
she's so numb from like a lot of things, and I just remember feeling that way too, like just very numb, and like it's kind of like a good thing, but it's a bad thing too, because like you want to feel, but you also don't want to like feel pain or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you want to avoid it. Like you want to avoid that. Like, you know how sometimes like your chest just feels so heavy. Like you want to avoid it.
Girl, I hate that feeling.
I hate it so much. I hate it so
heart
much.
aching. Like
you just gotta keep going to be honest. But I will say, it's a question like how you say you just the way you cope with it is just being like numb. Like, do you feel like you've already gotten past it, or you feel like it's gonna come a time where you come back to? I'm talking about all pain in general, the breakup, the transition, the loss. You know, like, do you feel like being numb is only like you're just avoiding it and you'll come back to and like have a breakdown or something? Or?
To be honest, I have been avoiding it lately because this is my first time being like without my kids since the breakup. Like they've been with me all the time. So my mom decided to get them, you know, give me a break. And I keep telling my manager and like my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna crash out for like 3-4 days. Like I need to. Like I need to just deal with it, just cry, let it all out, you know, like, okay, now this is like your official move forward step. Because since everything happened, like I really haven't dealt with my feelings. Like I really haven't. I haven't had a moment to myself.
Because everything is just going so fast.
So fast, and it's so public that you feel obligated to keep moving, like as everything going, because you feel like, dang, you got these people over here looking at you because they thinking this, but you got these people over here because they hearing from over there. So
and then you also feel like, oh, I got these people looking up to me, and it's my responsibility to bring them joy and happiness. But you got to deal with you first. Like you have to.
Is it just the fact too, like you trying to create? Now that you're on your own, like you gotta move and work because you gotta create that life for yourself now, since it's not just you and it's a partnership anymore, you know. So you just like, I'm on the gas, I'm on step.
Yeah, like my foot is just on the gas.
Hustle
like,
mode.
Yeah,
like you ain't got time to, you know.
Yeah, to just sit around and probably cry
her
about
feelings
it.
in her back.
Yeah, I be telling my manager, I'm like, listen, if you gotta keep me here all day, keep me here all day. I gotta shoot 12 hours. Let's shoot 12 hours.
That's so crazy. A lot of people cope with pain like by working.
Yeah.
They just avoid it and they just work. But eventually you'll get to a point where it's like, okay.
You gotta crash out. Like when I come home, like right now when I go back home, like I'm not going home to my kids. Like they're the noise.
So it's just
in
you
my
don't
house.
have you gotta just deal with you.
I have to. I can keep avoiding it, you know. And I feel like when my mom came, she said some words to me that stuck with me. So now in my head, I just keep in the back like, okay, when you're not working, just deal with it. Like nobody even gotta know what you're dealing with. You ain't gotta post about it. You ain't gotta cry about it. You know, just deal in a way where you know, like, this is how I need to do it.
And you know what, Carmen, don't deal with it by yourself. Talk to God.
Yeah, no, I have been
cry out to him.
on.
Yeah, and I seen that you said you was getting closer to him. Like, we get closer to him in the times where we're at our lowest. And I know that sucks because I guess sometimes when people are just up, they're so happy that they forget about God and like how they brought them out. But like, literally, just when you there crashing out, don't do it alone. Just like, you okay?
I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm just gonna grab
go
this
ahead,
blanket. Just a
you
blanket
know,
behind me.
Just
my knees start hurting.
Yeah.
He started falling asleep.
It fell asleep.
Yeah, but cry out to God. Just don't do it by yourself, cause like, you know, play some worship music and just like really.
No, I have been working on like how to talk to God. You know,
Yes.
like I feel like it's a difference when you pray to God, but when you talk to God, it's different.
But praying
Like
is
that
talking.
relationship, having a
No.
real relationship.
Okay, so like, okay, it can be that way, but the way I look at it is like when I pray, I specifically focus on what I'm asking Him to do for me, what I want. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then when I talk to God, it's just me talking like I'm talking to a friend.
Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly
Let it be
how it
known.
should be.
Yes.
Like, God, today I feel like I just feel discouraged. God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what direction to go. Like, I need you to send me a but the crazy thing is we be asking for all these things and like He be doing it. He be doing it.
Yes.
He be doing it. Like behind the scenes, it's like He's just working, and then next thing you know, you look up and like, oh wow, I really got out of that. Like I know firsthand. Like I used to cry about just where I was in life, and not even just down to not having money to when CJ was a baby. Like I used to be like, God, why am I here? But I just kept going, and I kept saying, God, why? And next thing you know, why? Now I'm here. So it's just like, you know, you just gotta stay encouraged, and I know it's hard, but and allow yourself to still feel. But I'm just saying, just, you know, when you go do it, make sure you give it all to Him. You know what I'm saying?
You got to.
Yeah.
I know she's being more encouraging right now, but I kind of want to go back into like the numbness, because it's like do you feel like, this is my question, do you feel like you are thriving in it, like you like it kind of in a sense, like being numb, like you want to be?
I don't want to be numb, but that's the best way that I know right now to keep moving forward.
It's helpful.
It is definitely helpful because I feel like I'm not worried about like feelings. Like I'm not even worried about nobody's feelings. Like I'm not even worried about mine. You know, so I feel like by being numb, it's so easy to just block whatever off. You know, like
Just
even
get it done. Whatever you
That's
gotta
me.
do.
Like
Take care of business.
I'm always like in my feelings. So that's why I'm asking that, because it's like that's like something I have to teach myself to not be, because that's naturally just like how I am.
Bring your mic down a little bit.
That's naturally just how I am. So I'm just like, I was curious because I'm like,
I
I
feel
see
like
people thrive in their pain.
I feel like you're the opposite. I feel like
What?
no, I just feel like you are so much in your emotions that it stops you from getting things done.
That's what I'm
Getting it
saying.
done.
I
Yeah.
feel like, does the numbness or that like help? Because I feel like how people be like, I got out my feelings and got in the bag. Like that's why I be like, damn, I'm always in my feelings. Like it's just natural for me, like somewhat. So I'm like trying to unlearn that. But
What? How to get out your feelings?
how to
How do you get out your feelings, Carmen?
teach us how to get out our feelings.
You
teach
know what?
me.
I feel like lately I have been really noticing with myself, and I have been coming like cold shoulders. Like I'm being cold toes. So like by me being like so just like, I would say cold hearted, but like becoming cold, it helps me like to be numb. Like I'm not gonna sit down and dwell on my feelings.
Not
because
dwelling.
I feel like I done that
And it does nothing for you.
So
It
how
don't
do you
do
not
nothing.
dwell? Like what do you do? What's your process? Like
You keep your mind busy. Like find something that entertains you to do it. Like if it is to get on the phone with your friend for ever how long, do it, because like all the time that you are spending with your friend, you're not thinking and dwelling on your emotions, you know. But we have so much time to ourselves to waste. That's all we want to do is dwell on what happened, how it should have been.
Well, that's me.
And then
I'm a
another
dweller.
thing is
I'm a
sometimes
dweller,
you gotta
bro.
switch up the location.
or
Sometimes you gotta switch up the setting. Sometimes sitting in the same apartment and looking at the same four walls is like,
Depressing.
yes, it's
Depressing,
depressing,
for
and it only
sure.
reminds you of what you like are going through. Sometimes you gotta just change the scenery and like not be afraid to like.
Change the music you listen
You got
to.
sneeze.
Bless you.
But
Yeah, I kind of was like, what is a day like now for you look like? Like, how do you go about your day? Like, what does a day for you look like when you trying to get out your feelings?
Yeah, my days goes very productive. Like I like when I have my schedule. Like I either get my schedule Sunday nights or Mondays. So like when I get my schedule, like let's say, oh well, Tuesday you gotta film. Bless you.
Lord have mercy.
like if I know I gotta film at 11 o'clock, then I had to like set on my schedule. I get up at about 8 o'clock, get my kids up, give them a little breakfast or whatever, go drop them off, and by 12 I'm at the studio where I need to be, and then the time just go by when you working,
and the day is done.
goes. Yes, the day is done.
And that's another thing, I guess, structure, like having a schedule. That's something that I struggle. You guys sneeze again?
I almost had a third one, but it went away.
That is something that I struggle with so bad that I'm like, in 2024, I'm just now trying. I struggle with like just like
too.
having things to do. I mean, I have stuff to do, but I don't have the structure. Organizing it, and I feel like it's a lot easier for you though, because you are like by yourself. So, and you don't have someone to.
And then like, but you said the team.
No, the team as well, but still, like if you got somebody at home, sometimes you like gotta kind of schedule around,
Yeah.
But yeah, like so a structure probably would be
and be consistent.
Definitely. These are all the things that I struggle with.
Because being consistent is so easy to say, but it's so hard to do. Like, I feel like I'm so good at like planning things out, visioning things, but I do have a problem with like executing sometimes. Like,
because it'd be those days where like you might do good for like the first few days, and then it's just that day that comes like, I don't feel like doing that today, but then
you gotta know how to get right back up though.
Forcing yourself.
It's okay to like fall sometimes,
You
just gotta.
You can fall a lot of times. Really.
Yeah.
You can really put no number on how many times you're gonna fall.
You just gotta get back up.
You just got to, and you gotta find something that works for you.
Failing, I feel like that's part of the process too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you don't learn nothing if you don't fail.
Yeah.
So what are like what are some other like ventures that you see yourself like wanting to do?
I want to act in a movie. Like I see myself being in a movie, hosting a show.
I can see you hosting a show too.
Hosting would be
When people look at me, like for some reason, like I have like came across, I don't know if, people are like very spiritual. So like people would just come to me and then they're so spiritual and they be like, I see you like on billboards, like I see you on Netflix.
Wow,
like
pathetic words.
Yes, like they see all this stuff in me, and I feel like that's what sometimes helps me with just like owning this. Like this is mine now. Like Carmen, you are becoming yourself. Like you are becoming a woman of your own now. Like you don't have no man to depend on. Like it's just you and your boys
walking into your like real purpose.
Yes, and it does get scary. Don't get me wrong. Now it does get scary, but I keep telling myself that like everything that you do in life, you're gonna have bumps, and you just have to hop the bumps to see like what's after that, because it's so many bumps that gonna come in life, man.
Speaking of like, my bad.
No, go ahead.
We always do that. Speaking of, I'm sorry, we're gonna always.
The thoughts just pop up, you
Speaking
can't
of like
help
boys, like your babies, I know they're probably your biggest motivation, but like, what is like the hardest part now about, I guess, being, a single mommy?
I feel like the hardest thing is like maybe when Sia asks for daddy. Like,
oh wow,
what to say? You know what I mean?
I relate to you so much. Well, when CJ was younger, like and we both got a son named CJ. When CJ was younger, like when I was transitioning out of, just like into a new relationship and everything, like everything was fine, but it was still so new to him. He went from seeing like me with one person, to another, and often I felt guilt, like mom guilt or bad, like I took him away from, but in reality I had to realize, no, I didn't. I took him away from just a toxic situation because he would have grown up to see that and stuff. But it did get hard for me sometimes when he would be like, I want to go, I want to go, but like I learned now, like to just, I guess I will never speak down on his dad about, to him. As CJ grow up, he will like just have his own judgment or whatever. Right. But that is like, I could feel you on like that being, because you feel like, dang, but he'll understand when he get older,
Yeah, and it sucks because I feel like I'm not a bitter person at all, like whatsoever. But I feel like my behavior came of actions, like based on how certain situations is being treated.
You react to it.
I react to it, and then like sometimes it's better to just keep my kids like in a distance, where it won't be no like, oh, your kids this, or you're using your kids for this or for that reason. Like I'd rather to just let God do it when he gotta do when it comes to that.
Like the dad's like thinking that, I hear a lot of guys say that like, you turning my kids against me or all that like kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, like I haven't and I won't do that with CJ, but I just hate that when he grow up he will be able to see this like what was really going on publicly.
That's the hardest part for me to think of too, because I got a kid now and I didn't before, but I be thinking of that like, because you say everybody think about it, I was like, it's just like you don't never want your kids to have to like. Even me thinking, I'm like, I don't want my kids to have to.
You want to know something? I hear a lot of stories about parents that, you know, they were unhappy with each other, and then
they
tried to hide it from their kids for so long, and then eventually their kids grew up and like just felt like they was living in a lie. So sometimes, like, as they get older, you kind of just gotta be truthful, because they're gonna encounter life.
But some people, I guess, they take it as like, if they see their mom go through something, they'll be like, some people be like, oh, I'm mad that she didn't leave, or I'm mad at, like, they'll be mad at their parents for like staying or leaving. Yeah. So it's really like, you just gotta do what you
gotta do what's best for you and your kids.
And I feel like that's why having like, I hate it that I responded, because it was like, I did not want my kids to see that. But it's like, somehow, some way, whether they see it or not, they're going to hear about it. Right. They're going to want to know, like, what happened. My goal was, I never wanted my kids to grow up in a broken home. Never did.
Yeah,
but obviously, God had different plans for me, so.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, I'm not about to bring just different guys around my kids.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that, you know. So I feel like whenever I'm ready to even make that move, I feel like that's when my kids kind of like need to start understanding life in a different way.
Yes.
But right now there are kids, like, I don't want to kill their childhood.
Right.
With my trauma, with my problems. Yep. Like, no, like.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, like, as they get older.
What do you end up saying to your baby that's asking right now for daddy?
When he asks,
like, how do you handle that?
Like, sometimes when he be like, oh, we going to daddy house, I look at him like, no, daddy go bye-bye, like, daddy's gone. But I don't say like in a way where like, oh, your daddy just that. No, I just be like, no, daddy's gone, okay, daddy
right now.
Yeah, like
for the moment,
daddy go work, like daddy gotta go working and stuff. And I just keep it like that. Like, I don't just say it with a closure. Like, I let him, think like, he's gonna
his
come
imagination
back.
is like, oh, maybe he's at work, or maybe he's
and I feel like, so far everything has been so good where I feel like Sage is smart. Kids are way more smarter than we think.
Child, especially with all of these iPads and technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of, I ask that just because, like, there might be somebody out there, and even, like, I'm curious, like, how do you handle that? Because I'm sure there's people going through it, and, like, what do I say to my kid?
Yeah. At first it used to be like, oh, daddy be back. Like, the first 4 weeks, when I was at home no more, and see it would ask, I would be like, Dad, I'll be back. But then I started telling myself, I'm like, no, because he's actually waiting for daddy to come back.
Right. You don't want you don't want
believe
him to, like,
hanging on your
start
word.
a trust thing at a young age, like, to not,
So I just started telling him, I said, daddy working, okay? And he'd be like, okay, and then go about his business. But
I'm sure eventually, like, so right now, is co-parenting happening right now, or is it like just not?
I don't know what's really gonna happen with that. Like,
well, yeah. Well, we just gonna pray for the best.
That's what I said.
All we can do is pray for the best situation possible.
Yeah, that's what my mom, when I have some conversations with my mom, I tell her, Mom, all I can do is just pray for it. Pray for him too, because he's still the father of my kids at the end of the day.
Right.
But other than that, it's like, I'm just letting in God's hands.
You never probably felt like if y'all was to do this, that it would be hard for that to be, because y'all did like have friendship. Like,
yeah, I feel like based on how some things been going, I feel like he probably will make it hard for me to just be co-parenting.
Like cool. Like
cool. Like, I just want to be cool. Like, if you have my kids, I want to be able to call and check on them. Like, I don't want to catch no attitudes without you feeling like, why you got to call every time? Like, I want to be able to call every time to check on my kids. So I don't know. That's why I just be like, whenever.
And that will happen. That will happen in the beginning a lot. No, I'm saying it will happen. It happens a lot with, like, in the dads where they, like, want to make a fuss about, like, they just want to, like, make an issue about
every little thing you do.
It's like, come on now, like,
let me just talk to my son.
Right.
I just want to see he okay. Like, did he eat today?
Yeah,
that's all I want to know. Yeah, it's definitely hard though when you have kids involved. It becomes a little harder, but God does everything for a reason.
Right.
Since we're on, like, the mommy subject, like, what do you love most about being a mother?
I just love to see them grow up every day.
Bro, that's the same thing I say.
Because they do something different every day. Especially my youngest, the baby. Like,
talking.
That motherfucker right there, it's like, that's a grown man in a baby body, literally.
Right.
So, that's like sometimes I just be staring at them like,
Wow.
It's amazing.
I did that.
Man, no, sometimes I be driving, I be like, wow, I got kids. I'm like, wait a minute, I got 2 sons.
Yes.
Like, whoa. And then they happen, then one is 9, and then one is, well, about to be 9, and one just turned 5. I'm like, whoa, life is, but yeah, the best thing I feel like about being a mom is the same thing. You just literally watch your offspring grow, but then again, it's kind of scary.
It's scary.
Too.
Yes.
It's scary
Yes.
too, because it's like we're actually raising men, like all 3 of us. Like we have to raise men, and it's like you want to make sure it's not just, oh, I have a baby. No, that baby's gonna grow up into a teenager and a man. You got to make sure that your child is like
Prepared for life.
Yeah, and also just another good civilian, like
Right.
a good person in the
Yes.
world. Like, oh, I could touch on that subject. Oh, I don't know if I should touch on it. It's like raising men, right? We know that sometimes kids will take on traits of their like parents or their father. How do you feel like now? If say if you were only, say if you only depended on yourself to raise your boys, because I was told that only a man can raise a man. How would you stop how would you stop your boys like from having like maybe narcissistic traits, or like just, or maybe
taking on the negative
traits of their
yeah
father?
I haven't really thought about that deep yet. I'm not gonna lie.
So young.
Like, I haven't really thought about it that deep, because I'm hoping that, by that age, when it's that time, then the daddy got his shit together.
Right.
And he's gonna step up as a man that he needs to for
Yeah.
his kids. Because yes, they say only man can raise a man, but
They say.
But I know a lot of
that's
men.
true, y'all. That's a good conversation that for another time. Like, put in the comments below, do y'all think only a man can raise a man?
because I know a lot of men that are like great men, and they only had their
mama
mom in
raised
life,
them.
and they not like on the other side or nothing.
I believe
like
that too. I believe that.
Yeah,
It could be
I've
good
seen
men.
it.
I
And
just feel like sometimes they might they could be great men, but it takes a lot of trial and error too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the one thing that I am like very like hands-on on is to teach my babies that like the world gonna tell you no, so I don't try to spoil them, like even though they're such mommy boys, like they just know how to look at me and just give
With
what
them
they
eyes,
want.
I'm like, oh, mommy, can I have a?
Yes, and it's like it's hard to tell them no, but then I put myself in. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you no, because the world not gonna tell you yes all the time.
Where did you naturally have that in you, or did his father like
No, I
instill
had
that
that
in
in
you?
me. I
See,
had that
for
in
me,
me.
the kind of mom I am, I've always been just super lenient. And so with Clarence, like, being there, he's always, and I know like it's common sense that you have to tell your kids no, but like he like kind of enforces it more like, look, the real life is they're not always gonna be able to get what they want.
I
so
think I'm totally different.
you think you
How
more
I've been
like
raising Trusky, he's how he like, and it's like by each kid is different, but like my son's so rough already, so it's like I don't like try to like baby him and all that, because I feel like you said, in an environment like we might have like the YouTube thing going on all that, but I still live in like where it's like it really get like that, so I'm like, I don't want to just, I have to raise my son, I feel like, in a rougher way, because I don't want him to get like bullied or played, like don't play with my son, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like you said like that is like the daddy part, but it's like I recognize that too. But
Well, yeah, I'm just not that
like
tough.
so sweet and stuff.
Yeah, I've never been that tough. So, and
be
because
like-
I didn't have a tough dad or like, and to be honest, my mom hasn't always been, I mean, she's tough for dealing with, what she dealt with, but like my mom has always been very just, lenient and a sweet mother, because she didn't get that from her parents. Her parents were very tough on her. So she grew up and was like, I'm not going to do my kids like that. So we grew up in a very free household. So like now I'm trying to, I can still take some of that stuff, but still like have a little bit more,
Like I
what's
get
the
what you're
word?
saying.
Put your foot down a little bit more, because like, these are
Boys.
men.
Gonna be men.
And I heard when they get a little older, they start smelling themselves and they want to,
do their own thing.
yeah, they want to, yeah. So you got to teach them young, I guess, to just,
Yeah, I be
be
like,
respectful and stuff. One of the
My
things that
baby
I was
girl.
really big on with CJ, and I don't know why, I was just like, I just wanted him to, those things that your mother instills in you, like in your ear, and just keep repeating it. I always told CJ, open doors for girls, don't hit girls. don't hit girls, you know,
Right.
like don't like make, I want to make that clear to him to not do that. Like that's one thing I want him to know is just to
Be
respect,
gentleman.
yeah, be gentle with women and respect them and like, you know, because, and you know, be nice to them. He's a very sweet boy, like very nice, but just, you know, be gentle and be kind because like, I just don't want him to ever
I
take
pray.
on. Yeah.
My son, he bad.
I don't think
That's
it's
why I
such
be
thing as a
like-
bad baby.
That's why I be like, he fall, I be like, get
Yeah.
up, you good, you good.
Oh my God,
You
that's
good.
me.
You're not
That-
crying.
Don't get
You
me
good.
wrong. Like I'm very, very like soft with my kids. I really am. But like when they do certain stuff and like maybe like for example my youngest one, he will bump his head so many times through the day that it just don't hurt him no more. I think so. When he falls, I just look at him like,
You
Get
good?
up.
You okay? Get
they
up.
be
Get
looking
up.
for you. They be looking at you for
Oh,
to
God.
see what
Yeah.
Look at mom. I'm like, oh, come on, baby.
Then they start crying. Then they start crying.
Yeah.
No, my son will look at me literally. He'll bump something and he'll look at me to see how I'm gonna react, just to know how he should react.
Yeah,
So if I be like,
Maybe I shouldn't do that
"Oh,
so
you
much
okay?"
then.
Yeah, cause
He'd be like, But if
Yeah.
I be like, get up, you good, you got it. He'd be like, all right, I got it.
But then
Yeah.
it's another thing too.
He's
That's
a man.
oh God, we're going to so many different conversations of like just
Yes.
like because you also want to let your boys know too that it's okay to like you know have emotions or cry or be like, but just not too much.
yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
it's
I don't know, cause
I think it
I
has to
don't
just be
know.
a balance. I'll just
yeah,
say
and
that.
then sometimes I feel like they abuse it though. They abuse it just to get their way with you.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's what it is. That's why I'm saying you
Yeah.
you just can't.
Yeah, no, I've learned how to say no and stuff more.
But
Also,
kids
that-
are
that's what I was
smart.
trying to say. Just have that other person in the household for me, like
do
that
think
male.
they need-
Yeah, it's like kind of instills. But now I learned it myself. You know, CJ always go to the store. He want everything he see. And I was like, CJ, you cannot have everything that you want.
But he asked it to you because you're gonna get
But
it.
I tell him now, like, you can't have everything you want. You're not even
Yeah.
gonna play with it. So
I do
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
it's good for them to have that male figure because like we shouldn't have like how you want to be. It's okay for you to be that because that's mom, but
it's different for a single mother. You kind of got
you
to
got to be
both.
mama and daddy.
That's what I was gonna say. I said maybe that's the challenging part for me that I had to be both. Like I have my moments when I'm just so clingy with them, so this, but I have my moments like sit down, like
Right.
sit down,
Sit your ass down. Sit down.
Yes, like I do
every day.
I had to have the moments because I feel like just being so soft and this and that. When you take them out in public, so they're expecting for them to treat them.
And now they're embarrassing you and falling out in the middle of
and then I
the
be
floor.
looking at Sia like, you don't do this at home.
You don't get up. I feel like every mama do that. Every mama got them tight lips that they do.
It's that
You don't get
face.
up off the
And they
ground.
know until when they look at your eyes, they like, oh, I'm in trouble. Let me go sit
right.
down. No, they
Yeah.
definitely that's the challenging part for me. They have to
Yeah.
be both
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, yeah, I think that you are just going to thrive in everything that you do. And I know you're going to be okay. And I just really want you to come here so I can encourage you in person. And like, also like, I wasn't the only one doing encouraging. You were encouraging Domi like in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So like, I just love to see
I've always really kind of wanted to meet you in person before.
Really?
So I'm glad like I got to meet you.
Yeah.
And, like
Oh,
really
that's sweet.
feel you, like feel
I
your
met
vibe
you
and
like one
stuff.
time.
Yeah,
in person. It was when
Houston.
it was in Houston back when oh my God. That was like fresh when I like
That was
had
a
my
long time ago.
Yeah, that's when my white Jeep was sitting out there.
Yes.
Remember my white Jeep was parked out there and then old boy came and took it back. He came and took my Jeep. But I got me another Jeep and now I got a Jeep wagon now.
Period.
But yeah.
It was so young
Yeah.
back
And
then.
I remember I met you I was like, wow, she's so short. Like, and you were so
Yeah.
cute. But like, I'm just happy to see the growth. And it's just crazy to see like how the years went on and like how things really changed. And you just got to be prepared for change. But at the end of the day, like, it's going to be okay.
Yes, because you never know where life is gonna hit you from. It can hit you from the right, left, top. You never know.
Top, bottom, side, diagonal.
No, for
You know?
real. You just gotta be prepared. You just gotta be prepared. But other than that, like I always remember that like your voice matter.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how you use it, but your voice does matter because you have so many people that are watching. There, someone relate to Queen, some relate to me, some relate to you.
Some relate to all of us.
Yeah, it's like you
gotta
never know,
use
like,
your voice and
what
find
your
it.
voice, yes.
Find your voice.
Because you
Find
never
that
know
voice.
what that voice can actually do for
Another
for the
person.
audience.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we said a lot right here, so
I love this. I enjoy
I love
this.
it too. I'm glad you did, but
Thank you for having me.
no
for
problem.
Sure.
Thank you, and thank y'all, all of you guys, for watching. And make sure y'all go follow
Carmen.
and subscribe to Carmen's
channel.
YouTube channel. Yes. Check out everything she got going on, her boot camp, because I'm gonna be watching.
Yes.
Your channel is all
about Carmen.
All about Carmen.
Yeah,
Period.
2024. You know what? Just to end it on a great note, I feel like 2024 is gonna be a great year.
It's gonna be a great
It's
year.
gonna be a
I
great
can
year.
feel it.
Overall, yes.
Overall,
like,
it's gonna be
regardless of the BS we gotta deal with, it's gonna be a great year for everyone.
2020. You heard her. 2024.
We're coming for you.
We're coming for you. All right, y'all. Well, it's a wrap.
And it's a wrap. Wrap it up.